Hi guys. So I wanted to make a full face video using drugstore products for you. I just really wanted to make a video showcasing everything I have from the drugstore and show you a full face of it. And so I don't have every, but I have a decent amount. So hang out for a bit with me and I'm gonna show you step by step how to get a really nice, natural, everyday look using drugstore products. Let's get started. So you guessed it, we're gonna start off with eyes first. And I'm gonna go in with what I pretty much always start off with. This is the Maybelline Color Tattoo Front Runner. It's a 24-hour cream eyeshadow that they have, but I always love to use it as a primer. It's just this really beautiful, similar to my skin tone, shimmery champagne color. And I just go in with my finger and just apply it straight to the lid. I bring it all the way up to under my brows. Now this side. I forgot to say that my skin is all prepped already. I've got my skincare, sunscreen, all of that. And I already put on a little bit of concealer because I unfortunately don't have a concealer from the drugstore yet. I just have to find one that matches me. All right, let's close that up. I don't have too many drugstore eyeshadows. I have a couple and they're from e.l.f. and they're very glittery, shimmery. They're like the dupes for the Urban Decay ones. And so I'm going to use my bronzer as eyeshadow, which is such a great makeup hack anyway for a daily basis, something really simple and easy. A great way to just throw something on, a little bit of color, but have it make an impact. So this is the NYX Professional Makeup Buttermelt Bronzer in shade Buttercup. The one thing I'm not crazy about with this product is the smell. It has a very strong, tropical, artificial, maybe coconut, and I really don't like my makeup to smell like anything. I'm used to it because I do get a lot of luxury makeup, and for some reason they heavily perfume their products. I don't know why. I wish they didn't. But it is like that for this as well. But it is a really great product. So if you can tolerate it, I'll tolerate it. I don't love it, but I'll do it because it is a nice product, but it smells like a pina colada. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm gonna go in with an eyeshadow brush into that bronzer. There's not a mirror in the compact, so I'm just gonna use a little hand mirror for now. And as usual, I'm just bringing it above my crease. Just like that. So since I don't have an actual drugstore eyeshadow palette, this is gonna be a pretty natural look. I don't have any too pigmented or dark or anything like that from the drugstore, but we're gonna make it work. I'm just blending that some more. I'm gonna go in with my finger actually and just apply some to the outer corners for some maximum pigment payoff. Even though it's just a bronzer, it's nothing that's gonna show too much. It's not dark. I always get light bronzers anyway. That's looking really pretty, just like a nice natural everyday type of a look. It's a nice shade. It's like a rosy hued type of a bronzer for fair skin. God, I can't wait to put some foundation on. My nose is so red. It's because I'm drinking chai right now, so I don't know what my problem is, but whenever, look, it's almost always red anyway underneath my makeup. But when I am drinking anything with caffeine in it, so right now I'm drinking chai, or if I'm drinking a drink with alcohol in it, my nose gets so bright red. I don't know why. It's so ridiculous. All right, so now I've got some of those e.l.f. glitter eyeshadows. They're really cute. I like them. And I was saying they were pretty much dupes for the Urban Decay Moon Dust, basically. So I'll do some swatches for you. This is the Finest Fleck. I'll put that right here. Hopefully you could see it. This one's really light. It's really pretty though. It's a nice shade, nice glitter. And then the second one is, oh shoot, sorry. The Finest Fleck is the product name. That's not the color. This first one was called White Hot. That's that one. So that was White Hot. And then this shade is Champagne Showers. And I'll put that right next to that over here. And this is darker. This is a little more like their, what is it? Midnight Cowboy? Space Cowboy? Midnight Cow? I don't know. One of those. Some cowboy. I don't know. That right there. Really pretty. So nice. So hopefully you could see the difference in shades. And so I think we'll use both, why not, right? And I'm actually just gonna use my fingers for these because when it comes to glitter, sparkle, shimmer, things like that, especially more translucent bases like this, your finger is gonna work best. You're gonna get the most pigment color payoff with your finger as opposed to a brush. And also you're gonna get less fallout. Now I'm not promising you're not gonna get any fallout, but you'll have less. So I'm just gonna go right in to, I'm starting from the middle, and this is the Champagne Showers color. So this is that slightly darker shade. Really pretty though. So I'm just going from the middle to the outer part of the eyelid. Now this eye. All right, now I'm gonna go in with that White Hot shade, and I'm gonna use this just on the inner corners. So just right here. They're so subtle though, you can't really see that much of a difference in shade on the eyelid. When on my hand you could see the difference, but on my eye you really can't see that much of a difference, but they are still really beautiful. I just don't think you need both. If you're interested, I would probably just get one. So those are the eyeshadows. I feel bad, you guys. I wish I had a better array of drugstore products to show you guys, especially like eyeshadows. There are some really beautiful, I believe it's from e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes that look stunning. I saw them on the Ulta website and they look gorgeous. They look so beautiful. I just have so many eyeshadow palettes. If I had unlimited finances, I would 100% go to Ulta and just buy a ton of stuff and show you guys how I would use it and make life a little easier for you. But I only have what I have right now, so I'm gonna do the best I can with what I have from the drugstore. Next up is mascara. So I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Panorama Voluminous Mascara. That's what it looks like. And I'll show you what the brush looks like, just like that. It's a really good one. As far as mascaras go, this is a really good one from the drugstore for sure. So I'll start off with this eye. I feel like as far as drugstore mascaras go, I feel like L'Oreal's got it made in that category, in my opinion. I'm gonna put a little on the bottom lashes over here. Just the outer bottom lashes though. I don't typically go all the way in with my bottom mascara unless I have a bunch of eyeliner on and I'm going for really bold, dramatic, smoky eye. I'm gonna go in with a second coat. What a difference. Look at that. I'll do a close up. So that's with the mascara, that's without. Look at that. What a difference. Now this side. Ooh, I don't know if you guys could hear that. It just started pouring outside. I filmed right by my front window of the house, so I feel like if there's anything going on out there, you guys might hear it. As far as drugstore brands go, there's a couple that I really do like. I think Maybelline might be one of my favorite ones. Maybelline and e.l.f., they're toe-to-toe. They're so good, the both of them. They're amazing brands, they truly are. e.l.f. makes some really fantastic dupes too, by the way. Lashes, look at that. So good. They look so good. Oh, I love it. Mascara, love it. As far as dupes go, I'm gonna show you a couple that I use. So for instance, there's a couple from Rare Beauty. So the Rare Beauty, the liquid contour, this is a great dupe for it. This is the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. So I have both. I have the Rare Beauty one and I have this one. I actually have another one of this too. I have two shades. This is Fair Light, and then I think the next one up from it. So unless there's a lighter one, I can't remember. I have two of these though. It's whatever are the lightest two shades that they have basically. But they're great. They're really good. If Rare Beauty is out of your budget, then this is such a great dupe. And then also Rare Beauty, another great dupe for one of their products is their liquid blush, e.l.f. right here. Theirs is so good. I have these two shades. I have Dusty Rosé and Peach Perfect. Really beautiful, good stuff, love it. And then for lips, their lip oil, I have it in Money Mauve, but their lip oil, I am not even joking, you guys. This is, I would say, a dupe for the Dior lip oils. However, this is actually better. Seriously, in my opinion, this is even better. I had the Dior lip oil and I was so unimpressed with it, and it didn't look like anything special. I think it was like $40 or something, and it didn't even last, and that was the deal breaker for me. So since it didn't last, I returned it. But it is $40, and it's really silly to spend that money on a product and just never wear it. What a waste, you know what I mean? So if you are interested in a lip oil, I 100% recommend the e.l.f. one. It's so good, so affordable, and even better than the Dior one. All right, so eyes are done. Let's go on to our foundation. So this is the one that I love from the drugstore. It's my favorite drugstore foundation. It's the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. Love it. The only thing I don't like about it is the component. It comes in a dropper. I'm not crazy about that. So what I did was I decanted it from here into my own little container from Amazon, and it's just like a airless pump. So as you use it, the pump goes up until it's finished, basically. With my foundation, I usually like to apply it to the back of my hand. Just because I do it doesn't mean you have to do it. I just like to do it because your body heat also helps warm up the product a bit. And so I feel like when you are applying, it just like melts into the skin better. And if you are similar in skin tone to me, I use shade 110. And also, that's a huge reason right there why I don't have pretty much any other drugstore foundations. It's not because they're not good. They're good. This one's amazing. This is a great one. It's because they don't have a lot of shades that actually match me. And I've tried. Here's another one that I really liked. The Revlon Color Stay 24-Hour Longwear Makeup for normal to dry skin. I loved this. Such a great product, but it just didn't match me. They didn't have a single shade that matched me. And I tried, I bought 2 of these in different shades, but it was just a flop for me color-wise. But I will say, if you could find your correct shade from the drugstore in this formula, this is fantastic as well. So I envy all of the people that can find a good color match at the drugstore. So I think what I'm gonna do for you guys, and I think I'm gonna come back later tonight and we'll do a wear test, because that's what actually made me want to do this video in the first place. I wanted to do a wear test of this foundation for you guys, because I am doing a whole foundation series. Little by little, I'm doing wear tests of each foundation I have for you. And when I thought, oh, I should do a wear test of the Maybelline one I have, I was like, you know what? I should gather everything I have from the drugstore and just make a whole full face video. Even though I don't have much from the drugstore, I could pull a look together, you know what I mean? So I will come back and I will do a wear test for you guys. So what I will do to make it a little more interesting and helpful is I'll do one side with a brush and I'll do the other side with a beauty blender. So that way, whichever method you prefer, this might be a little helpful for you to see how that performs. So I'll do this side with the brush and just blend that in. I'll just keep blending it out. All right, so that is with the brush. This is gonna be with the sponge. Now, my skin tone is so weird. I'm very fair with yellow. And so if you look at my neck, if you see me putting makeup on and you're like, whoa, that is way too light for her, that's lighter than her face, it's because my face gets so red. But if you look at my neck, it's very yellow. So you could see the color difference here. So even though when I'm putting the foundation on, it looks a little lighter, if you look at this side, this matches. So even though as I'm putting it on, it definitely looks a little lighter, the end result is that my face actually matches my neck now, which is the goal. So now I'm gonna put some on this side with the sponge. So I'm just putting it on with my finger first, spreading it out. I got a damp beauty blender, and then I'm just gonna start bouncing it around. It's definitely giving lighter coverage on the sponge side, but I feel like this is such a great way to show you guys the difference between a brush and a sponge application with the same foundation. And I'm gonna try to do most wear tests like this for you guys. And no matter what method I'm using for blending, whether it be a brush or a sponge, I always go back in with my finger and I pat around my nose. And so I just tap it out like this, just to hide that redness. It just gets so red. So we're all even now. My face matches my neck finally. Now I don't have any type of a face powder from the drugstore, so I'm just gonna have to use one of my regular ones. So I'm just gonna use one of my own personal translucent ones. All right, so now I'm just gonna go in with this bronzer powder. It's that same one I used on my eyes. It's the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. I'm gonna apply this first. I have liquid products that I'm also gonna use, but personally, and I've always been this way, I love to lay down my powder products first and then layer creams or liquids on top. And I know that that is weird or odd. And I was telling someone that and they're like, oh, the Patrick Ta method. And I'm like, sure, Patrick Ta does that, but it's not, he didn't invent the method, you know what I mean? I've been a makeup artist, or I've been in the makeup industry for almost 2 decades, and I have no idea how old Patrick Ta is, but I might be older than him. I don't know. But he didn't invent it. It's just a technique. I love the way it looks. I love the way it layers. And so that's what I'm gonna do for you guys today. I'm just gonna put on some of that bronzer, the powder, and then I'm gonna layer some liquids on top. And so I'm just gonna put a light layer over here, just where I would naturally get sun, where the sun would naturally hit me. So cheekbones, chin a little bit, sides of nose or bridge of nose. It's more likely that the sun would hit the bridge of your nose. However, I just put all this effort into taking away color and redness on the bridge of my nose, so I am not even doing that. But the side of the nose, I'm fine with. And normally I would use a smaller brush for the nose area because this is huge, but I am working with what I grabbed right now. So I don't know if you could tell, but this shade of bronzer from NYX is, I was saying earlier, more of a rosy toned bronzer. It is meant for fair skin tones, and so I think that they went in that direction of more of a rosy tone, because fair people complain all the time about how orange bronzers look, and so I think this was their solution. I'll do a little swatch for you right here. So this one is called Buttercup, and that is the swatch. Obviously, that's a very concentrated swatch. If you were to blend it out, you would have on your skin, you could see what it looks like. But whenever you see swatches in videos or in photos, you have to imagine also what it's gonna look like blended out. It's not going to be that concentrated color of the swatch. So that's a little more blended out, and that's a little more what it's actually gonna look like. Sorry, I hope my hand doesn't look too gross. I get these little bumps on my hand. I don't know if it's eczema or psoriasis or something, but I just get them sometimes. I don't know what it is. If you want to diagnose me. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with a liquid contour bronzer, the one from e.l.f. A lot of people refer to it as a bronzer because you can use it both ways, which is a little confusing because bronzer is supposed to warm your skin up. You're putting warm tones into your skin. Contour is the complete opposite. So a contour is very cool tones. It's meant to mimic more of a shade that a shadow would make on your skin tone. And that's why a contour goes more under your cheekbones, because you see as I'm talking, I have this right here. This goes in a little bit, and that's a natural contour. And so if I wanted to enhance that, I would put a cool toned shade right there to enhance it, or to change the shape of my face in any other area. So when there's a bronzer or bronzer plus contour, it's a little like, what? I'm fine with it personally. I'm not gonna be nitpicky about it because honestly, I just like any type of putting a shade of something on my face so I don't look dead, you know what I mean? So I am gonna go in and just apply this straight to my face in dots. Now, liquids can be very pigmented. It is always best to start slow, start small, and build your way up if you want to. If you want more of a dramatic look, you could always build it up, but you can't really take it away unless you wash your full face of makeup off that you just did, you know what I mean? And so I'm just gonna apply a dot right here and a dot here. I think I'll do another one right there. So just 3 dots right there. And I'm just gonna blend that out. I personally feel like this is more of a contour shade. It is cooler, if you ask me. So I'm just blending that so I don't have this cool toned stripe on my face. I'm gonna blend it up a little bit. See, and even though I just applied a liquid product on top of a powder, it's totally fine. It's not lifting anything up. It's not screwing it up. So I'm just gonna do that on this side. Same thing. Boop. That's the sound you make. I'm just gonna blend that. You could always put a little contour underneath your nose if you want, under your chin if you want. You could always do a little halo around your forehead. I'm gonna skip it today. You can't see my forehead anyway, right? Who are we kidding? All right, so whenever I say all right, I always giggle to myself because so many people, I don't know if you guys watch Bob's Burgers, but a lot of people tell me that I sound like Linda Belcher when she goes, all right. All right. And so when I say all right, it just makes me think of that. All right. So now we're gonna go in with that liquid blush. I can't decide which color I wanna use, so I'll show you swatches of this too while I have it here. So this is Peach Perfect. I'm gonna put it on this hand because I've got glitter and bronzer and everything on this hand. So Peach Perfect I'll do right here. So that is what it looks like, not blended out. And then I'll put Dusty Rosé next to it, just to give you guys a nice little comparison. Dusty Rosé is definitely darker. So that's Dusty Rosé right there. And now we'll blend them out. So that's the lighter, the peach one, blended out. They're really nice too. They're really pretty. And then this is the Dusty Rosé blended out. So once they're blended out, they're not really too different, but it is still darker. The Dusty Rosé is definitely still darker. The peach one definitely still has more of those orange peach undertones. So I hope you guys could see. I think I'm gonna do the peachy one. All right, so Peach Perfect. Same thing, I'm gonna start right here, a little higher than where I was before. I'm just gonna blend that out. It's just a nice, pretty color. Now that side, I always like to bounce my beauty blender around right afterwards. I think that looks really pretty, really natural. If you guys wanna see, I'll build up the Dusty Rosé on top and we'll see how that goes. I think I'll do just one dot of this though on each cheek. So I'll just put a dot right there and just layer that right on top. It's getting really gray outside too since it's pouring, so I'll put on some of the lights after I'm done applying everything and do a close-up for you guys. Dot on this side, bounce that beauty blender. So I didn't watch it yet, and I hope I don't see any spoilers online, but last night was the White Lotus finale. I did not see it yet, but I am like, what happens? Who dies? What happens? Now, I don't have a highlighter from the drugstore. I might somewhere, floating around somewhere in my house, but I could not find it. So I'm gonna get a little creative and I'm gonna use that champagne eyeshadow cream on the top of my cheekbones. And hopefully it doesn't look crazy. If it does, we could always buff it out, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna tap a little bit here, right above my cheekbone. Oh, that actually looks nice. That works. That could have gone either way. I didn't know what was gonna happen. All right. Oh, I did not even mean to say that. Same on this side. That's actually really pretty. See, sometimes it pays to be creative and just play around with what you've got. It doesn't look cakey either. I was worried it was gonna look cakey, but it's not. It's really nice. Just like a light glow. This is a good idea. You could put a little right here on the bridge of your nose, a little in your Cupid's bow if you want. I like that. It looks really good. For brows, I have the ColourPop brow pencil in brunette. So that's what that looks like. I always lose the clear cap. It just always falls off. That's one thing that drives me insane with ColourPop, is that all of their caps, they're just gone. They fall off in your bag, in your drawer, wherever it is, that cap is coming off. It is not staying on your pencil. So I'm just gonna brush up on both sides. Do you guys want a brow video? Let me know in the comments. So I'm just gonna fill this in lightly. But as far as drugstore brow product, ColourPop is great. ColourPop has a lot of really good stuff, honestly. They've got this one eyeshadow that I love so much. It's called Ritz. Gorgeous. What a gorgeous sparkly shade. I almost used it today, but I wanted to show you guys these, especially since I was gonna talk about drugstore dupes anyway. So these, like I said, great dupe for those Urban Decay Moon Dusts. I added just a little bit more blush, just a little bit. I'm sure if you consistently watch my videos, you know that I am terrified of blush blindness. There's a reason for that. And I hope this doesn't make me sound like an absolute asshole. So I knew a woman that was just a couple of years older than me, but she wore so much blush, so much. I'm not trying to be an asshole. She looked like she got punched in the face on both sides of her face, but every single day, you know what I mean? And I would see it and I would think to myself, does she know it looks like that, right? And being on the spectrum, I don't always know what is socially acceptable to say and what is ultimately what's rude and what's not. I know the basics of that sounds rude, I should not say that, you know what I mean? And this felt like one of those things. So I was like, please don't say it, don't ask any questions about the blush, avoid the blush, the topic with her. So instead of talking to her about the blush, which I wish I could do, and not from a mean standpoint, I wanted to talk to her about the blush because I wanted to help her. But still, that's very hard to do. So I did the next best thing. I asked her if I could do her makeup. I go to her house, I do her makeup. I am not even joking. Her makeup looked the best it's ever looked. It looked so good. Her makeup looked like she looked fantastic. And at the end, do you know what she says to me? Can we put more blush on? I need more blush. And I was just like, no, why? I didn't, and that was it. I could no longer in any other way, shape, or form convey to her that her blush looked nuts. And at the end of the day, if that is what makes her feel beautiful, then I can just fuck right off. You know what I mean? I'm not being funny. That's the truth of it. Because also the same could be said about me. I'm sure there are times when I'm wearing my makeup a certain way and some twat out there that sees me is just like, does she know her makeup looks like that? Yes, I do. Everything I'm doing on my face, I'm doing on purpose. You know what I mean? So even if it is red eyeshadow that makes me look vaguely threatening, I did that on purpose and I'm happy with it and it makes me feel beautiful. So it's just this fine line of questioning, does this person know that this is the look they're giving and are they happy with it? Because if they're happy with it, that's all that matters. Who am I to say you look crazy? Can't do that. So that's my blush story. That is why I'm terrified of blush blindness, because I never want my cheeks to look like I got punched in the face like she did. And I know you guys probably hate me right now and I probably sound like such an asshole, but I'm just being honest. I tried really hard to be nice and just give a subtle hint instead of doing what I am told is socially wrong. And so I tried not to be rude. I wasn't. I did my best and it did not work out, but I tried. So that's my blush story. And I hope now you understand my fear of too much blush. On to lips. So I'm going in with my ColourPop Cool BFF lip liner. I'm just gonna line around the lips first with this. When it comes to lip liner, one tip that I find very helpful to give is to start from the lower part of your top lip and work your way up like that instead of going down, because when you go down, I feel like you're a little more likely to screw it up. So bring it up. Another little lip liner tip is if it's a darker shade, you don't want to go all the way down to the corner because that is gonna make your lips go, it's gonna draw the lips down and it's gonna make it look like you're frowning. I already have a natural bitch face. I'm aware of it. I have self-awareness, you guys. So I definitely try to avoid that. I don't want to look any more frowny than I already look. So try if you can to avoid going all the way down to the corner. And then just do the bottom. It's such a pretty color. I love that color. Now I'm gonna go in with that e.l.f. lip oil. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. I got Money Mauve. Even the doe foot applicator is just like the Dior one. Look at that. But again, I'll say it again, it is better than Dior. And you can't always say that, but in this case, it is. That's a pretty color too. I bought 6 of these. This is such a nice, everyday, simple, natural, easy look. Could I have put any more adjectives in there? All right, so now I'm gonna finish it off with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh finishing spray. And this has peptides and niacinamide. It's their Lock It In setting spray. So I'm just gonna shake that up, spray it around, wave it around. I love that it doesn't have a scent to it. So far it's been working out really well for me too. I normally use the Charlotte Tilbury one. This has been really good though. If you have dry skin, it's great. It doesn't have any alcohol in it. So I'll do a close-up. This is what it looks like. It's that side. So this was the sponge side of the foundation, and this was the brush side, if you could see. Hopefully you could see the blush. That highlight came out really well. I'm really impressed with that. And the bronzer. And I'll put the lights on too, so you can see what it looks like in the lights. So that's with the lights on. And here's a close-up with the lights on. So again, sponge side. Now that I see it in the light, I kind of want to blend that out a little bit more. Tap that out. You just don't want any harsh lines, unless you do. I have no idea. So sponge side, brush side. Hopefully that's a good close-up. Look at that highlight, guys. Do you see that? That was just this and cream eyeshadow. It's great. And my face actually matches with my neck pretty much for the most part, so goals. So that is the drugstore look, the full face for the most part. And I am going to try to remember to make it a wear test and come back in, I don't know, 6 to 8 hours and show you what it looks like at the end of the night. I hope I remember. If I don't remember and this is the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed this. And if I do remember, then great. All right, guys, so it's been a full day wear test. I would say it's been about 9 hours since I put this on. It did pretty well. It is a stay all day, I think 24-hour wear type of a foundation. And so we should keep in mind that I am pretty dry anyway. And usually when a foundation has that claim that it is all day wear, 24-hour wear, things like that, it is usually a little more drying. With that being said, it looks pretty good still, I gotta say. There's not any creasing or anything like that. There's always usually a little bit of wear on my nose because my nose is just perpetually sniffy. I don't know why. But as a wear test, did pretty good. I have had way worse in a shorter amount of time. There have been foundations that I put on for just an hour or two and there's already creasing and flaking and it's not good, but this is a good one. That's why it's one of my favorites from the drugstore. So I hope that this was a helpful video for you guys. I hope that maybe next time I might have something a little more fun for you guys as far as eye looks go, because this was really simple and natural looking. Although I don't know, maybe that is what you like. But anyway, I would love to do a video like this again for you guys with all drugstore makeup. But this was fun and thank you for hanging out with me and hopefully it was helpful in some way, shape, or form. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Take it easy.